from behind takes it away. Chalmers, Cole,
From home invasions, near fatal plane accidents, to people claiming to be LeBron's biological father, what you're about to learn might change everything you thought you knew about LeBron James. Now, you might think you know athletic LeBron, but there's a whole other version of King James that the world almost got to witness. Before he was posterizing NBA centers, LeBron was terrorizing high school defensive backs. We're talking 27 touchdowns in just 2 seasons. This wasn't just some hobby, this was legitimate D1 talent. And get this, Notre Dame. Yeah, that Notre Dame wanted LeBron James to play football for them. The same school that produced Joe Montana and Tim Brown saw that same greatness in young LeBron. But sometimes fate has other plans. A wrist injury forced LeBron to make a choice. And, well, I think we can all agree basketball worked out pretty well for the kid from Akron.
Was it hard for you to walk away from football once you decided to go strictly basketball?
No, absolutely. I still love football to this day, man. Just getting out there playing, Friday night lights back in high school was something I enjoyed every Friday. So,
but just imagine, what if LeBron James had chosen the gridiron over the hardwood? How many touchdowns would he have scored? How many Super Bowls might he have won? LeBron even said himself that Jerry Jones, the owner of the Dallas Cowboys, and Pete Carroll, the coach of the Seattle Seahawks at the time, offered him an NFL contract during the NBA lockout in 2011.
Jerry Jones offered me a contract. Also, Pete Carroll did as well in Seattle during our lockout time.
The next story? It's straight out of a daytime TV drama. In one of the strangest chapters of LeBron's life, a man named Leicester Bryce Stovall convinced himself he was LeBron's biological father. Yeah, the father who was supposedly not involved in LeBron's life whatsoever. Now get this. Stovall didn't just make the claim. He went all in, filing a $4 million lawsuit against LeBron and Gloria James. But unlike LeBron's jump shot, this shot didn't even come close to landing. A DNA test later showed there was exactly 0% chance of paternity. That's right, absolute zero. The case was thrown out faster than a LeBron chase-down block. But to answer the age-old question of who is LeBron's real father, that question requires a bit of speculation. Although, many conspiracies lead us to believe that a man named Anthony McClelland could be the prime candidate, according to Google. But we'll leave the rest for you to do the research. And while we're talking about things that don't quite add up, let's dive into what some fans call LeBron's creative memory. Now, don't get me wrong, the man's basketball resume is undeniable, but some of his off-court claims? Let's just say they deserve a second review. Like the time LeBron claimed The Godfather was his favorite movie.
The Godfather 1 and 2.
Sounds great, right? Until someone asked him to quote it, and suddenly the King of Akron became the King of Awkward Silence.
Which is the scene or the moment or the phrase or the quote you like more from the movie?
Oh, from The Godfather.
But wait, there's more. Remember when LeBron said he was bumping Migos back in 2010?
I've been listening to those guys for so long. I was listening to those guys when my first year with the Heat, 2010.
Well, here's the thing. Migos didn't even drop their first mixtape until 2011. That's like saying you watched Space Jam: A New Legacy before LeBron even joined the Lakers. And then there was the time he claimed to have predicted Kobe's legendary 81-point game.
I watched the whole game. I seen the whole game. I was at home watching the game. And before the game even started, when I said he was probably gonna score 70 tonight. I don't know what made me say that. And my friends was with me and they was like, okay.
Now that's what we call a real stretch, even for someone with a 7-foot wingspan. Sometimes the biggest moments in sports are the ones that we don't see on TV. On February 17th, 2006, as LeBron James was heading to his second All-Star game, destiny nearly had other plans.
LeBron once told us he could survive a plane crash.
LeBron and his teammates were 30,000 feet in the air when suddenly chaos ensued. The plane started shaking violently, the kind of turbulence that makes even the toughest athletes grab their armrests.
And I was like, yo, what you mean? Like, what are you gonna do? You gonna jump out? He said, yes, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. But before I jump out, he started taking all the pillows and the covers out of the overheads, and he started stuffing them in his shirt and in his suit and all in his neck. And he said he was gonna stuff himself with the suit, with the pillows and the blanket, and then jump out of the plane and survive.
But that wasn't even the scariest part. Smoke began pouring from the kitchen area. Lights throughout the cabin started flickering like a horror movie, and a stewardess broke her ankle just trying to stay on her feet. This wasn't just your regular bumpy flight. This was the kind of situation that makes you reassess everything. The aftermath? Let's just say the Cleveland Cavaliers didn't need much convincing to buy a new team plane. When you've got the future of basketball on board, you don't take chances with equipment. On the other hand, some of the biggest moments in NBA history are the ones that never happened. In 2007, while LeBron James was turning Cleveland into basketball's holy ground, the Los Angeles Lakers made a call that nearly flipped the entire NBA universe upside down. LeBron James, fresh off averaging 30 points per game, fresh off dragging Cleveland to their first finals appearance.
Can he get it off? He does. And the Cavaliers come away with an improbable victory here at the Palace.
The Lakers thought, yeah, we'll take that guy. But here's the kicker. They weren't offering just anybody. They were offering the Kobe Bryant in return for LeBron to join the Lake Show. This came after a tough stretch of seasons where the Lakers were struggling shortly after trading Shaquille O'Neal. Kobe himself even requested to be traded from the organization. Now, before you ask, yes, this really almost happened. The Lakers were ready. Cleveland was ready. But there was just one tiny detail they forgot about. Kobe Bryant had a no-trade clause, and he wasn't about to swap the Hollywood sign for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
We restructured the only no-trade clause that you'll see. I mean, that just doesn't happen. And to do that, you have to make sure that you establish yourself as having a higher ground.
The Lakers reportedly reached a deal to send Bryant to the Pistons, but Kobe would not agree to go to Detroit. The Black Mamba even told ESPN that he would have vetoed a deal to Cleveland as well. Just imagine how different basketball history would be if Kobe had said yes. You've seen LeBron save games.
Let somebody else beat you. On the way. He got it!
You've seen him save seasons.
LeBron James defending Kawhi Leonard, who catches and drives. Clippers down 2. Fall away baseline. Short. Great defense. James gets the rebound. Ahead to Reddish with the exclamation point.
But saving lives? That's a whole different level of clutch. Picture this: the Bahamas, crystal clear water, and some of the NBA's biggest stars living their best lives. LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, Chris Paul, and Carmelo Anthony, just a casual vacation with some future Hall of Famers. But then the current starts pulling Carmelo Anthony out to sea. Now, most people would panic. Most people would call for help. But LeBron? This man turned into Aquaman faster than he runs a fast break. With one arm. One arm! LeBron swam through the current while carrying Melo with the other.
My head is in the water, and I'm snorkeling, and I look up. I'm like, yo, I need help. I just see Barbara just coming. I got you, champ. I got you.
Sometimes our biggest regrets come from our best intentions. When LeBron James named his firstborn son LeBron James Jr., it wasn't about ego. It was about something much deeper.
Another one off the hit list. Getting that BF from tonight, right? Who's that? LeBron. I don't play him. They're not in my division.
See, when you grow up without a father, when you spend your childhood wondering why your dad isn't there, you make promises to yourself about the kind of father you're going to be. But here's the thing about legacy. Sometimes it can become a burden. LeBron himself has admitted that giving his son his name might have been a mistake, but not because he isn't proud, but because he understands better than anyone the weight that comes with being the next LeBron James. Now, we all know LeBron loves his tacos. But in 2019, the King tried to take his Tuesday obsession to a whole new level that left fans scratching their heads and lawyers working overtime.
It's Taco Tuesday!
LeBron James, one of the greatest basketball players ever, once filed paperwork to trademark Taco Tuesday. Yeah, you heard that right. The same phrase your local Mexican restaurant's been using since before LeBron could dunk. The plan? Turn those tortilla-filled Instagram stories into cold, hard cash through merchandise. T-shirts, caps, you name it. All stamped with Taco Tuesday.
It's Taco Tuesday!
But here's where it gets spicy. The US Patent and Trademark Office served him a rejection faster than he could say guacamole. In 2018, while LeBron was living his best LA life, when someone decided they wanted a piece of the King's castle, literally. See, there was this string of celebrity home robberies happening in Los Angeles at the time. The thieves were targeting the rich and famous, probably thinking they'd hit the jackpot with LeBron's house. But they didn't count on one thing. You can't steal from the king that easily. The would-be burglars were caught before they could even get inside. But LeBron, he wasn't taking any chances. This man went full Fort Knox, hiring 10 armed security guards for round-the-clock protection. I mean, when you're worth hundreds of millions and you've got 4 NBA championships, you don't mess around with home security. That's just smart business. Listen, we've been calling him King James for his dominance on the court, but in 2022, LeBron James took the crown to a whole new level, one that had nothing to do with basketball. While other players were chasing rings, LeBron was quietly building an empire. Sure, we knew he was rich, but billionaire rich? That's different. That's the first active NBA player to ever hit 10 figures rich. Now get this. From his NBA salary alone, LeBron has made $385 million. That's enough money to make most people retire to a private island. But for LeBron, that's not even half the story. Through endorsements and business deals, this man has earned over $900 million off the court. We're talking Beats by Dre, Nike, Sprite, and that's just scratching the surface. But here's the really crazy part. Take Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, and Giannis Antetokounmpo, arguably 3 of the most successful players in the NBA currently. Add up all their money, and LeBron still got more. So, while everyone's debating whether he's the GOAT on the court, LeBron's been too busy becoming the GOAT out in the world of business. From that kid from Akron to a billion-dollar empire, now that's what I call a true rags to riches story. Now, we've all seen LeBron make billions, but this is about giving millions. In 2011, while everyone was talking about The Decision, LeBron made another choice that would change lives forever. The I Promise program isn't just another celebrity charity. This is a $100 million commitment to breaking the cycle of poverty through education. Let that sink in. $100 million to send kids to college.
And now I have the opportunity to bring it to you guys right up the street at your guys' school. So this is all for you guys.
In Akron, Ohio, where LeBron's own story began, hundreds of kids aren't just getting an education, they're getting a promise. A promise that says your zip code doesn't determine your future. That's not just changing games, that's changing lives. To end it where it all began, the story that explains everything. Before he was King James, before the championships, before the billions, LeBron James was just a kid trying to survive in Akron. A 17-year-old single mother named Gloria James, holding her baby boy, with nothing but hope and determination, no father in sight, no stability, no certainty about tomorrow. Between ages 5 and 8, young LeBron moved 12 times.
It was constantly on the move for us. From 5 years old to 8, we probably moved 10, 12 times, 3 years, 4 or 5 schools.
Think about that. 12 different places to call home before you're even old enough to understand what home means. In 4th grade alone, he missed 84 days of school. But sometimes, angels wear whistles. When LeBron was 9, a football coach named Frank Walker saw something special in this struggling kid. He didn't just offer LeBron a place to stay, he offered him stability, structure, and hope. From the projects of Akron to the top of the basketball world, LeBron James isn't just a story about basketball excellence. It's a testament to human resilience. This is why he builds schools instead of just signing checks. This is why he fights for his community instead of just leaving it behind. Because LeBron James isn't just a kid who made it out. He's a king who never forgot where he came from.